Hello again, everybody. Some old man. There's a saying, prepare for the worst and hope for the best. Too many people today skip the first part of this saying. Today, I'd like to talk about some of the things that are going to show why preparing is the smart thing to do. First, if anybody's followed the news, you know that there's a shipping crisis. Railroads in California are having problems, the ships are having problems, and now new rules for truck drivers going into or out of Canada, both Canadian truck drivers and American truck drivers, have restrictions if they don't have the COVID booster shot, not just the COVID initial shots, but the boosters. And this is going to restrict the number of truck drivers available to transport goods north and south across the border between the United States and Canada. The reason that this is an important thing is that truck drivers tend to be a little fractious, and a fair percentage of them refuse to get the COVID vaccine. That aside, Canada is the top trade partner with the United States. We're a big importer of food, lumber, and oil from Canada. Because there's less truckers to be transporting those things here, it's going to be a lot harder to get it, and that's going to push the prices up. Second, up until last year, the United States had been a fairly major producer of oil and natural gas. However, new federal policies are making it very difficult for the companies that do the production of oil and natural gas in the United States to continue producing at the same rates. No more new exploration and all the other things that are being required of them to continue production. What this ends up resulting in is lower production of oil and natural gas, as well as increased costs for things like gasoline, heating oil, diesel, natural gas, all things that are going to immediately impact our pocketbooks. More importantly, natural gas is one of the necessary components used in the production of fertilizer, commercial fertilizer, which is used by farmers of the United States and elsewhere, but we're looking at the United States right now. It increases their costs for production of crops, if it's even available. This means that the cost of producing those crops, wheat, corn, soy, and so forth, is going up. We're going to see that on the cost in supermarket shelves too. Farming has a very narrow profit margin as it is, so any costs they have to have get passed on to the consumer, which means us. Third, let's talk about climate change. I refuse to call it global warming or even man-made climate change, since it's part of a long-term natural cycle. But whatever you call it, the effect it's had on agriculture has been devastating. Production of many crops has been reduced by half or more, increasing prices again. More importantly, the production of one crop, corn, that's used to feed cattle more than anything. It's becoming scarce, which results in the cost of beef, which is what they use to feed it, to shoot through the roof. Farmers can't get enough food now that winter's set in to feed their cattle. They can't eat grass because they're covered with snow. Similar things are happening with other food animals, but I just wanted to mention the one for cattle because I heard about it today. Next time you go to the store, watch to see what things are low in stock or out, empty shelves. Look at the prices of the things you do commonly buy and compare them to what you remember paying for them last year. One thing that you can expect to see in the next year is continued shortages and ever higher prices. As a side note, today I heard a report that the DC mayor has asked citizens of the capital to begin voluntarily rationing when they go to the grocery shopping. How long before this kind of thing spreads to other parts of the country? And how long before it's no longer voluntary? If you haven't started prepping, you need to do so now. It isn't too late, but you will have a harder time stocking up much if you start today than if you'd started a year or two ago. Make sure that you have enough food in your pantry to get you by for 3 weeks. That's something you should do anyway, even if there wasn't this supply thing going on. If you have enough for 3 weeks, push it and get it up to 3 months. Get you in a better place in case everything collapses. If you've got 3 months, push it even further, but that's if you're already going in that direction, you already know, so I'm not going to need to encourage you. But you buy what you eat and eat what you buy. That way, even if civilization doesn't end, you won't be spending money on things you wouldn't buy anyway. You just delay having to go to the store. There is a saying, prepare for the worst and hope for the best. And I hope you take that first part to heart. This is Some Old Man, signing off.